Hello friends! Wanted to actually do a plan with you this month. So first we're going to start off by looking back through February. It turned out to be a pretty busy month, so as you can see, a lot of my spreads are not filled out. But moving on, my title page will be the same as usual. I just used this Helix circle maker and created the base shape. It's pretty easy. You just pick what size circle you want, stick your pencil in there and run it around. And I'm taking the mint colored Tombow dual brush pen and just kind of scribbling around this circle to get that messy sort of circle wreath. And I'm going to move on to letter the word March with my Pentel sign pen. I've really enjoyed using this pen. It's got the perfect brush tip for my particularly beginner skills of lettering. It's pretty easy to get the thick lines on the down and the thin lines on the up. And as you can see, I just did a simple bouncy kind of calligraphy. And to write out the 2019 part, I'm just going to use the Tombow mono drawing pen. I really like this pen because it dries quickly and doesn't smudge when I erase over it. I really wanted to try something new with my monthly log. So I've seen this circular calendar layout several times, and now that I have the Helix circle maker, I decided to give it a try. And normally whenever I trace over a circle, I don't have as much problems, but it just didn't really work out for me today. So here I'm just gonna mark out the lines. It breaks it up into 32 spots, but as you'll see, after I numbered the 1 through 31, I just have a little picture drawn in the last spot as sort of following the theme. Which, since we have St. Patrick's Day in March, I have a tendency to put 4-leaf clovers, so that's what I'm going for. Here I'm just going to put the title in, pretty simple, with the mono drawing pen. And then I will move on to add the lines where the days and events are going to be. And for now I'm just marking the lines. I'll go back through my actual list of things and notate those later. I just really like the way this looks. It's got a very like scientific type graph feel, I feel like. So that's why I decided to go with it. And on the right side of the spread, I'm just going to write out my monthly to-dos and my main goal focus for March. And this is just going to be a simple way to kind of have them front and center so I can keep everything prioritized appropriately. And I really like this sort of all caps simple lettering this month. Very easy to maintain. And like I had mentioned, here's that little 4-leaf clover. I really wish I had a darker green, but I only have the bright and the pastels in the twin tones, so I'm looking forward to purchasing the rainbow one soon so I can have an actual green. And here's my gratitude log. Just gonna go after the same simple paragraph style that I've been using for a couple months now. It's the easiest way for me to keep up with it, I feel like, just because if I forget a day, I don't have spaces where I'd already marked the day. See, I'm not changing anything about my habit or self-care trackers this month. I really like the way they're laid out, pretty simple to fill out and easy to keep up with. The only difference really being that I decided to remove one of the habits, which was just tracking how often I procrastinate. That was more for space than anything. It's not that I don't care whether I procrastinate or not, it's just some of these other habits are a little bit more of a priority right now, and I feel like if I'm maintaining these other habits, I'm not procrastinating anyways, because these all require action. And normally I would write them in the green that follows my month, but since the green is so bright, it's hard to read. So I went with the blue, just so that I could read the titles. And this here is my same Kiki Studio log. The only difference this month being that I'm not going to have the notes page on the right part of the spread, just because I still have all that space left from February. So if I have notes to write down and everything, I'm just going to add them over there. And this kind of kept me from having this weird extra side of a spread at the end. Since I did that circular log for the month, it kind of pushed things over one page. And so I decided to just leave out the notes page here to kind of bring everything back into an even set of spreads. And my quote on discipline for the month of March is, "With self-discipline, most anything is possible." And again, just like I mentioned last month, I'm trying to keep my word of the year, which is discipline, front and center throughout the entire year. I feel like with discipline, and especially self-discipline, you can accomplish anything you'd like to. And so that is why I've been lettering a new quote every month. My daily logs, as you saw, are going to be just the same as always, pretty simple and minimal. And I'm going through with the mint Tombow again, just to kind of accent all of the titles and stuff. Since I'm trying to keep my journal a little bit more minimal, I'm just using a color to give that accent. And here I'm going to notate all of the to-dos, events, dates to remember. I'm just kind of using different colors to write out each one, but there's no specific meaning to any color. It was just trying to keep the same colors I had picked for the month of March. And I'm kind of glad I've got an even spread of when things are happening, because it sits around the circle pretty nicely. And my goal focus, like I said, this March will be the end of the first quarter of 2019, so I have a couple goals that I had intended to be done by now, so those are the ones that are written there. And here we'll just have a little flip through. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm very excited to get started writing everything and just keeping track of everything. I always love a new month in my bullet journal. So I just wanted to thank you guys for watching and hope that you'll give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy. And do me a favor, go ahead and comment below on what theme you decided to use for March in your bullet journal. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.